Call me crazy, but this time next week, Nintendo may announce a Breath of the Wild remake. Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. The insanity you just heard may become a reality, and today we're going to talk all about it. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hope you're having a great start to your week, and if you are not, lemon wafers, all right? These lemon wafers from Sprouts Natural Market, they're the lifeblood that keeps this show going to episode 400. Big thanks to everybody for getting us here. My goodness gracious. I don't know. 400 feels like a really big number to me, and I'm super darn proud of it. We might have some fun festivities this week to keep things interesting. But Nintendo, of course, keeping things interesting. So hit that like button if you enjoy the show. 400 strong. It feels really good. And so does reading about Nintendo Pictures. Not only do they have a cool logo, but it's officially got its own website. And this is Nintendo's entertainment company. We knew that they acquired Dynamo Pictures earlier this year. It was rumored it would become Nintendo Pictures, and voila, it's Nintendo Pictures. And they say that they are very committed to making entertainment that transcends generations and eras. Not just your grandma or you or your grandkids, but eras like humanity or Industrial Revolution. They want to make the Mario movies so freaking good that you never forget it, or whatever else they make beyond that. I don't know, a Zelda film, a Pikmin short. This Dynamo Pictures company that became Nintendo Pictures did work on those super cute and super quality Pikmin shorts. I think they're going to do a lot more, especially if the Mario movie trailer gets good marks this week, or the Mario movie itself gets good marks. I mean, Nintendo, they would be silly to not experiment with Netflix, YouTube, all sorts of things. Nintendo Pictures, right now the website is pretty barren besides a mission statement, but it's going to fill up, and I bet you in 2023, it fills up pretty fast. This one is weird, but it's really relevant to this show, this channel, YouTube apparently is considering moving 4K YouTube videos to premium. So YouTube has their YouTube Red, YouTube Premium, right? You subscription service where you can pay to not have ads. And it looks like some people are already seeing the 4K quality option blocked on their regular YouTube accounts. Meaning if you do want to watch stuff in that lovely 2160p, it may be a paywall in the short-term near future. Now, I don't think this really matters that much, because how many of you actually watch videos in 4K? I mean, most times just watching videos on the go, I don't ever go to like, am I on a really good Wi-Fi? Can I move? You know, it's just whatever. I just watch the video and it usually looks good enough. And the difference between 720 and 21, I don't know. Let me know how you feel about this. Would you be bummed if 4K is officially moved over to the premium tier, or would it not bother you at all? My guess, I don't think it bothers that many people, but let me know. YouTube making moves, I guess, trying to make more money. Speaking of wanting more, Mr. Sean Murray, creator of No Man's Sky, he wanted a little more out of Switch. Now, No Man's Sky is launching this week on the Switch, and it's native. It's not cloud, and people have been like, how did you do it? And Sean Murray says it was very difficult, but what I found interesting is today Sean Murray said he went to Nintendo and asked about the Switch Pro. He asked about the Switch Pro. And he said it felt like it was asking about Area 51 from the US government, because Nintendo wouldn't give him nothing. He wanted to know if there was going to be a Switch Pro. Should he hold off on the No Man's Sky port until that releases? What are you going to do, Nintendo? And they wouldn't tell him anything. He said he asked, like, can you show me one? And they wouldn't do anything. Now, he goes on to say that he hopes they don't split the user base, that if there is an upgraded Switch, like, you know, it doesn't make two different pools of players, but that he found the Switch is actually more powerful than people think if you know how to use it. If you're clever in your development, you're able to get more juice out of this system than a lot of people think possible. And I think we've seen that. You know, we've seen it way back with games like Witcher 3 running pretty well on Switch. Doom Eternal makes it work on Nintendo Switch. The new Nier Automata port is apparently phenomenal, one of the best miracle ports on Switch. And now No Man's Sky looking like it's going to be pretty good on Switch. But I mostly just find it interesting that Nintendo is that tight-lipped. They literally got the zippers out. Nobody knows about the Switch Pro. But what we do know about is the crazy, insane, unbelievable remakes coming our way. It's 2022, and games from 2017, yes, you heard that right, not 2007, not 1997, 2017 are being remade. It's the remakes world, and we're just living in it because the Video Games Chronicle as well as Gematsu are confirming and corroborating that they have seen a Sony document that lists Horizon Zero Dawn Remake as coming soon. Yes, Horizon Zero Dawn Remake. This is the game that launched alongside Breath of the Wild in 2017, getting a remake with new character models, new lighting, new animations, new graphics modes, more accessibility features, and quality of life. What is happening? What is happening? I'm not the biggest remake fan in general, but if you're telling me, okay, we're gonna do Dead Space remake, well, it's been a long time, and we'd love to get that franchise resurrected. If you're telling me we're gonna do a Metroid Prime remake, well, it's been a long time, and we're trying to get that franchise prepped and ready for the big four. Horizon is thriving. Forbidden West came out earlier this year, and Zero Dawn is a PS4 game. They're treating it like it's a Super Nintendo game, and it's a PS4 game that you can easily play on PS5. Why on earth would you spend the money and then expect the money from the consumer to play a Horizon Zero Dawn remake? Now, I know Sony just went a little cuckoo and did The Last of Us Part 1, which was a remaster of a remaster, PS3, PS4, PS5, they each have their own version. And this is apparently the future we live in, where if your game is a mere 5 years old, you may be getting a remaster. So Breath of the Wild 1, Tears of the Kingdom is about to come out. And maybe it launches with a new Switch Pro. And maybe Nintendo wants to get Breath of the Wild looking fancy and all sorts of nice and pretty for the Switch Pro launch. What do? Breath of the Wild Remastered. Nintendo would do that. They love money. They love selling you things again and again. And you might say, no, Nintendo is better than that. Look at the games they release. But I said the same thing when I fully assumed Virtual Console would make the step into the Switch era, and then they walked it way back, and we still don't have the same amount of games, nor accessibility, nor platforms that we had previously, and we're 6 years deep into Nintendo's most successful generation ever. Never say never with Nintendo, because they could do it. And I'm not predicting a Breath of the Wild remaster, but they really could release a new version and sell it again. That's effectively what Sony's doing here. They're going to try and charge you $70 for Horizon Zero Dawn, which is a shame. Shame, shame, shame. They may offer some small $10 or $20 upgrade for already existing owners, and you don't have to buy it. But look, why are we spending development dollars? Why are we spending development time? Why are we acting like this needs to happen? In an era where games copy, replicate, duplicate over and over and over and over again, do we really need to see games from last generation remastered for this generation? Is it just an absence of creative thought? Are we so creatively bankrupt that we can't figure out what new, awesome exclusive to make? Because Nintendo sure can. Nintendo makes a ton of new exclusives, and that's why I don't think, personally, we have to worry too much about a remaster. I won't say never, because you never know. But I think Nintendo is too invested in creating new titles, in pushing franchises forward, and I applaud them for that. They may not be able to do it graphically or performance-wise all the time, but at least they're pushing things in this direction. Even Pokemon's trying to grow up. Meanwhile, Sony, Guerrilla, Herman Hulse is the head of Sony Games, and he wants to remaster Horizon Zero Dawn. I guess it's a cheap cash-in. I guess it's an easy way to make money again when a franchise is really doing well and when they're inevitably planning for a third game to round out this trilogy. But why? And why set the expectation that we should have to pay $70 for a game we just paid $60 for 5 years ago? And what precedent does this give other companies? Are we going to see Assassin's Creed Origins remastered? Ooh, they already have like 7 Assassin's Creed in developments. Why not an 8th? Why can't we get some brand new titles? I understand the nostalgic factor in reliving memories from our childhood, but reliving memories from 2017? I'm at a loss for words. I hope that this doesn't impact Sony's output of other titles. I hope that if Guerrilla is working on supposedly a multiplayer co-op Horizon game, okay, whatever. But I would much rather see Guerrilla go back to the Killzone well and do a new game then take Horizon. And a lot of excuses I hear for remasters or remakes is like, oh, they need to learn how to do the game. They need to learn the mechanics and the engine. And like that's what they're doing with Dead Space remake, supposedly, and the Splinter Cell remake to apparently get a team ready so that they can buoy forward and make the next big game. But they already clearly know how to make Horizon. They just made a great big Horizon this year. This has nothing to do with training a team. This just seems greedy. And again, you can ignore it. Maybe it doesn't affect everything big picture. Maybe I'm overblowing it, but I don't like to see greed from a company that sells their console for $500 that still is hard to get, and yet we're out here acting like we can just remake games. There already aren't enough new PS5 games. How many PS5 exclusives are there? You can count them on like one or two hands. And everything else, including the upcoming games like God of War Ragnarok, which will be amazing, I'm sure, is both platforms. And meanwhile, we're remastering Horizon Zero Dawn. So when Nintendo announces the Breath of the Wild remaster, don't be surprised. I told you so. It probably won't happen, but it could. It could. In today's day and age, a remaster can be one generation ago, a remaster can be 5 years ago, and a remaster can be a game that everybody played and somehow is getting a remaster. I'm all for patches, bringing things up to the latest graphical standards, that's fine, but this is a totally different game, and I find that absolutely unnecessary and a little bit insane. Please let me know in the comments, do you feel the same way? Would you buy a Breath of the Wild remaster? Let's put it in Switch terms. Would you buy Mario Odyssey remastered for Switch Pro? Come on, man. Horizon Zero Dawn remastered? It's 2022. It's not 2032. Did they forget what the clock said? Oh dear. Remember Y2K when they were worried the clocks would just explode and computers would basically bring about the end of the world? Fun times. So there's my rant on remasters. I'm fine with remasters from yesteryear. Like the Metroid Prime 1 sounds cool as all heck to me. I still hope that thing's real, even though we've seen zero signs of it. And you know, when they bring back like the Crash trilogy or things of that sort, it's like, okay, it's been a really long time, and the leap that we're making is large. We're jumping over a gap that your feet couldn't float for. This one, though, it's like, woo, microscopic. Yes, Horizon Forbidden West looks better, but not by a ton. Not by a ton. And Horizon Forbidden West plays on PS4 as well. So for some people, it really, I mean, let me know what you feel about paying $70 for a game that you just played a couple years ago, and if you would be offended if Nintendo did it with Zelda, or would you buy it because it's Breath of the Wild and that game is beautiful and brilliant and we don't care, we'd still pay for it anyways. Please let me know your thoughts. Until next time, everybody, thank you so much for watching. 400 strong. I appreciate all of you so much. It feels so good. I'm proud of me. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of us. We have developed a lasting piece, and we've made it a part of the Nintendo gaming community on YouTube, which I don't know. I think it's pretty darn cool, and I appreciate you being along for the journey with me, spreading positivity, spreading kindness, and trying just to be good people to each other and enjoy the heck out of our video games along the way. So stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there, everybody. I love you and appreciate you truly. Genuinely, you make my life way, way better. So thank you. 400 more. Can we do it? Can we do it? Yes, we can. Until next time, thanks again, everybody. SwitchForce out.